Oh, goodness. Every day I fight, I tell you. Welcome to the homestead. Once again, this is Marty, and my dogs have figured out how to escape again. Which way did they get out this time? Jeez. Man, they just keep pushing this fence further and further out. Yep. Man. We really need to finish the dirt work around here. I could use another couple scoops of dirt right here. There's the backhoe, and we just finished the septic tank. And pretty much every day my dogs break out and they go on a crazy dog adventure. So looks like I got to get in there and fix that, but there's not much point now because only one dog has returned. Spike just came back and he's got a squirrel. I'm pretty sure it was the one that got run over down the road there, but he's gonna have a good old time with it. So alrighty, I got to get in here and fix this. Looks like I'm gonna have to like stack another tire over there so they can't dig through it. Crazy fucking dogs, man. They're just so persistent and dedicated to going swimming. That's what they want to do, is go swimming. It's hot, I can get it. They don't want to lay around in the heat. So my Dodge is semi-legal again. The only thing I need to do to make it legal is replace that tail light. We got our tags, so it's all good. And I was driving around today, and I stopped at this estate sale, and it was nothing but tools. It was like a dude yard sale, and there was pretty much just all men there, so not surprisingly. And so I scored a box of crap for like $7. Check it out. All that stuff was $6.75. Yes, I have to open my tailgate with a fucking rock. Works, don't it? So check it out. I got this thing right here, applying tools, so I can harness myself to a tree or whatever I want to climb. You know, pretty cool thing to add to my climbing kit. I do have a climbing kit. I'm acquiring all kinds of fucking tools, as you cannot tell. But this whole box, aside from that and that, all of those chemicals were $1. So let me see, let's go through the chemical box. Sometimes you can find some crazy shit. Wrap removes all paint. I bet you half of the shit in this box is probably fucking banned. We've got some gunk all-purpose degreaser. Contains petroleum. Yep. This is that naphtha based stuff. Works good. Don't want to be around it at all. Like, you don't want to breathe the fumes, and you definitely need like thick, long gloves to touch it. Some jack oil. We got some rust remover. The must for rust. Not bad. This still feels pretty full. I'm gonna have to try that. I think I have some rust on these chrome wheels here. Check it out. So if this stuff can take, yeah, it says chrome. If this can take the rust off my chrome wheels here, that would be the shit. But I don't know that it will, because I don't think that is rust over the chrome. I think that is rust under the chrome. We'll find out. Ha! System 48 Plus Chemical Engine Therapy. Developed, manufactured, satisfaction, automotive engineer. Really? Chemical engine therapy. Let's see. Gives better gas mileage. Increases compression. How? Intensifies performance. Oh. That's pretty cool. Intensifies. Faster starts in cold weather. Less wear on internal parts. Longer engine life. Save a fortune. This dude at this fucking tool sale had an insane amount of fucking tools. I couldn't believe how many fucking tools. This dude had a pawn shop. A fucking pawn shop of tools. Literally. Shit, if I had fucking more money, I would have bought a whole truckload of shit. You know, there were just trailers of shit. One trailer had nothing but fucking toolboxes full of like kits. And that's kind of how I roll too. It's like, I get a little toolbox and I build a kit. This is my plumbing kit, and then I'll get another toolbox and put a bunch of painting shit. That's my paint kit. I got a little brake kit, you know, and I'm starting to get to that point with automotive stuff where I gotta have compartmentalized automotive tools. Like right now it's just general automotive, but I've got so many fucking car tools now that I really need to sort them out into smaller categories. So anyway, some unopened paint thinner, kick-ass. An open can of paint thinner, which is still useful. All right, old school penetrating oil. And you know, when I'm done with these containers, I can probably sell them. This shit is old school. And there's still plenty of oil in it. Hey, Tina. She's just back from her swim. Yeah, this is what they do. I better pause here and go deal with that tire. What else did we score? We got some, the fucking wind, really? Right when I'm doing a vlog? Go figure. As soon as I move into the fucking pole barn, the wind calms down. Oh well, we'll continue here. What do we got? This Lucas Oil Slick Mist paint gloss intensifier. Huh. So all this shit was $1. The whole box. That's cool. What else do we get? 3-in-1. Alright. Check it out. Lamalube. Perfect spray-on lubricant for routing all types of laminated plastics. Interesting. Powdered graphite. Nice. Acrylic for wood panels. Nice. Old school. Some Bruce acrylic. Hermetex Force 109. Goo Gone. Power spray gel. What else do we got here? Sticky, gummy, greasy problems. So, sweet. A bunch of chemicals. Besides that, I bought some other stuff too. Let me put all this shit back in the box. I got some other tools too. Check it out. 50 cents for a good old pair of nice snap rings, you know. Hey, Ranger! Come here. Oh my god, you're all wet from swimming. Look at that. He had such a good time. Come on, dogs. Let's everybody go back inside now. You. This motherfucking thing. Just about tired of that motherfucking lamp. First it burns out on me, and then it's in my way and I stumble over it. Anyway, come on, dogs. Stupid fucking lamp. Come on. Come on. There she is. Can't whistle today. There we go. Yes. Hi, dogs. Little escape artists. See, I don't trip when they escape. They always come back. Usually without incident. Sometimes with bones and game. Like Spike brought back a squirrel today, so. Alright, dogs. No, you stay here. You're done. Check it out. This puller, which is an awesome 2-jaw puller, which I should be able to use to take out my torsion bars in the beast here. Next is a fucking another score, $1 for this speed wrench. Somebody ran off with my old speed wrench. I don't know how much those were, probably like $0.25. For some safety glasses. I can never find a pair when I need them. And this bag full of feeler gauges for 50 cents. I mean, that's a score right there. So I can do some really good work and rebuild that block and do a lot of the work myself. At least with the heads, I can do, you know, cylinder head work with those tools and a bunch of others, which I'll have to get to. So on top of all those cool things that I scored, all that stuff was under $7. I could have gotten more, I just didn't feel like spending that much money. So I'm pretty much ready to pour some oil into the engine in the truck, and I did go ahead and get some of this stuff. Some of this Rotella gas truck oil. It's fully synthetic, and while you're maybe thinking like, you know, you shouldn't put fully synthetic into a high mileage engine. Well, the reason for that is because it usually cleans everything really good and you leak. Well, all the seals are brand new, so as far as that's concerned, it's a new engine. So it should hold the synthetic oil just fine and actually help it to run better. We shall see. But I'm going to give it a shot. Anyway, if it doesn't work, then I'll change it again in a few miles and go from there. But we can now do an oil change on this thing. It's probably going to take more than the 5 quarts. That's my guess, because everything is empty. You know, the cooler specifically. I don't know how much oil it holds. I would say it like at least half a quart, if not more. But on top of that, one more cool thing that we got today was for the Dodge, which is going to be coming up, some rear leaf springs. So what we have here is the Rancho Add a Leaf kit. So, so now the fucking box should stay open. That's great. There we go. So got some hardware, some grade 8 bolts and nuts. We've got some new spring bolts. I wonder if they're 2 different lengths. Oh no, I see. There's two different sizes. So this is a pretty universal kit. This could be put on the front or the back. And for me, I'm going to be putting these Columbia. Interesting. I'm going to be putting these on the back, which should give me about an inch more lift. I don't need as much lift in the back as I do in the front. I've already got a lift block in the back, so it's already up there. There's a forward rake to that truck just ever so slightly, which I'm hoping to correct with this lift. I was going back and forth on whether to get this or the Rough Country lift kit, which included like shocks, new front springs, but it had these cheap lift blocks for the back. And they had an $800 one too that had like 4 lift springs, brand new springs all the way around. And, you know, that was cool, but I heard kind of some bad reviews about it from some other Dodge guys, like the cheap hardware and stuff like that. So these were pretty inexpensive. This set was about 80 bucks. The set I'm going to put in the front is, I think it was like 130. So it was a little over 200 bucks for this whole kit, just front and back. And again, it's nothing crazy. It's just going to provide a slight lift, you know. And it'll beef up the back just ever so slightly. I'll be able to carry a little bit more payload in the back without sagging so much, which will be kind of nice when I'm hauling gravel or firewood. Basically, have all of the shit that sucks done. I think there's one more pain in the ass item I got to deal with, and that's the fucking heater hose adapter right there. And then I'm going to drop the distributor in there and tie up all the loose ends on the back and just start working my way around to the front. The first thing on the front is going to be the power steering pump right there. Actually, if I remember correctly, I have to hook up the driver's side exhaust before I put the power steering pump back, because the brackets go over the manifold. So they go over the studs that hold the manifold in place, I should say. Although the DMV told me today it's going to be $100 in late fees because I haven't paid my registration since last October when it was due. I thought it was only going to be like 10 or 15 bucks, but I guess if it's after like 6 months or whatever, they really start to tack on the fees. So they really don't like you to own property in Colorado unless you can pay all the fucking taxes on it. So, and they just don't give a fuck either. They're just like, we don't care if you use it or not. You have to pay taxes. There's no planned non-operation or anything like that. What most people do is just fucking don't pay the taxes and then they'll sell the vehicle. That's like the only loophole to get away from it. If you have a vehicle and let's say it like sits for 10 years and you just say fuck it and you never pay any registration fees, you could sell it, and as long as the date was like recent, then you won't owe any fees, except they'll just reset it and then you start paying taxes on it as the new owner. I'm sure other states are a little bit different, but that's how Colorado works. It's Christmas a day early here at the homestead. Check it out. UPS just showed up. I wasn't expecting these until next week. So this means that I can do the lift kit this weekend. Awesome sauce. And that's it. Sweet. So yeah, these are for the front. The gnarly ones and the back ones are kind of weak sauce. They're not as crazy. Okay, dumbass me was tripping. This whole time I'm looking for the gasket. I got a really good one right here. It's still on the distributor. The old one, which was the one I was going to use anyway. The other one, this guy, I mean, let's compare him. About the same. But this one's cleaner. This one's cleaner. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one because it's got the Felpro gasket on it. And I can just clean that up. I don't, you know, and go from there. So this will just be my backup, I guess. So, cool. I can get this done. Yep. So I was doing some checking on my new springs here. I've got these springs kicking it. And I don't think they're going to work for my truck. I was looking at my front springs and they're so clapped out that the shackles sit lower than the fulcrum. So it's definitely not supposed to be like that. So like I have pretty serious concerns that when I set the weight of the truck on these springs, that they may not even make contact because the other ones are so badly bent that I'd have to take them to like a spring shop or something to get it corrected, because I don't think the weight of my truck, maybe over time it would settle into the helper spring and they would finally do their thing, but it would be all weird and I wouldn't have a correct ride height from the beginning. So I think I'm gonna have to pass on these front springs. I'll probably still use the Rancho springs in the back because those are pretty universal, and those shouldn't cause a problem. I just need, and they'll stiffen up my back anyway, which really needs to be stiffened. But I think the answer for me is new springs, at least in the front, if not the back as well. So I might not even use the Rancho springs. I might just get brand new ones. Well, maybe brand new ones plus the Ranchos. You know, since I already have them and I don't want to send them back, you know. It's a pain in the ass to do that, especially since I can always find something for them. But I just don't think it's going to fit my truck. I just think I need to take it to a spring shop. That's another option too. I could drive the truck with the springs that I have to Springworks in Grand Junction and let them fuck with it. They have the equipment to deal with it and straighten, and they can bend the springs and correct ride height, and they can set whatever you want. And they can make new U-bolts. They will make new U-bolts. They wouldn't even reuse the old ones. And that might be the way to go. I might have to give them a call or just go down there and see what it would cost. I'll probably be down there next week for some work, but kind of sucks. Put a damper on my weekend. I was hoping to have it like lifted relatively fast, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be quite an undertaking, and I decided not to do it because I don't have a backup vehicle right now. I sold all my crap finally, and until I get the old GMC running and registered, I really can't take, you know, a risk like that. So I guess I'm going to focus on the GMC still, because it's a lot closer to being done than the Dodge is once I tear into it. So I'm gonna get busy on the GMC and try to get this fucker back on the road. Hello. So my arm is kind of tired because for the last 30 or 40 minutes or so I've been just filing holes here. These exhaust manifolds are off by maybe a millimeter or two. These holes line up right here, but this set here does not. It's off. It looks like I couldn't measure it, but I couldn't get a bolt started. I've tried and tried, so I resorted to I couldn't up drill. I wanted to up drill to like 30 thousandths or something. It's all I really needed. But unfortunately, I couldn't find a 531 drill anywhere. I ended up just with a round file, just hand filing to open those up and make them egg-shaped so that I can get the bolts through. Because 4 of them are fine. I just need the front 2 to line up. A couple more rounds of filing and still no luck. So, I didn't notice this at first, but my reamer actually does have a step in it. Just what I needed, so I've been reaming these up. That's my solution. And I'm going to try a different kind of oil this time. I was just using what I had laying around, and I don't think that was working too good. So probably just motor oil's fine. Maybe some gear oil even. I got gear oil. So yeah, but that worked out pretty good. You can kind of see here I just did those, and they should definitely clear now. I'm going to do the same thing to these 2 here, and then I should have no more clearance issues with those bolts. Well, hell, I finally got it. It's a little dark in here because I shut the lights off and shit, but I got the manifolds installed finally, and I got my power steering pump and pulley installed, so the shit is almost fucking done. But wow, it was a pain in the ass to get those fucking manifolds on. I had to ream the holes out, and it just kicked my ass. So I'm done for the day. That's it. I'm gonna retire for the night and go work on editing these videos. So I'll catch you guys in the next video, and have a good night. Peace.